Good morning, beloveds. So I'm reminded of the old Garfield joke, Monday the 13th. Because it's Monday. It is the 13th. And I got up and it's raining. It's lightly raining, but it's just enough. I'm still not comfortable walking because I need to be on my feet all day. Definitely not running. And so I've been biking and it's raining just enough that I'm like, if I get out in that, I'm going to get soaked. So I wasn't willing to do that. So instead, I did a little extra physical therapy this morning. I did my squats on my hinges and my bridges, and then added some knee strikes. And I forget what the other one's called. It's a bob and weave. It's a boxing thing or hip hop move. Take a pick. Because there is a tropical storm named Nicholas in the Gulf, which kind of has our name on it. So hopefully, and honestly, yes, Harvey was a hurricane, but Allison wasn't. Allison was just a tropical storm that sat on top of us. So, I'm fighting with my instincts today of what this is going to be. I don't know. Sometimes, a lot of the times with the hurricanes, I'm just like, this one, I don't know. It's bothering me. I don't know. It's probably nothing. It's probably nothing, but there's something about it that bothers me, and so I'm trying to be a little extra careful with my feelings. You know. So I'm doing what I need to stay comfortable. But and you should do that. You should do that. If all of your instincts are screaming at you and you're convinced that they're just anxiety, which is most likely what mine is. It's just anxiety. Still be gentle with yourself. Still be gentle with yourself. Take the extra precautions that you feel like you need. Rest. Be careful. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. I'm not beating myself up for generalized anxiety. I am acknowledging, okay, there is a situation. Most likely, my anxiety is blowing the situation out of proportion. And I am aware of this, which means I'm still going to go and do what I need to do. But there are things that I don't have to do. Like I didn't go for the bike ride today. I am still going to go to work today. So, it's like take care of what you need to take care of, but be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be angry about the feelings that you're having. Feel free to talk to someone about them. My husband and I have had some conversation about this. We'll probably have more tonight. As the storm gets a little closer. Fortunately, with the two of us, we tend to be pretty balanced in if I'm up here, he's down here, and so we can meet in that level. So yeah, that's just my message for you. Those of us who've been here for Allison, those of us who've been here for Harvey, we may have our back up a little bit anyway. So I know I've got a coworker whose house, if we get a good heavy rainstorm, tends to take on water. And so I know she's going to be a little today. And so I'm prepared for that. And so I'm just being a little extra kind and a little extra compassionate with myself this morning so that I don't let my anxiety run away with me and bite people's heads off. So that's the goal, all right? So whatever it is you are dealing with, acknowledge it and be gentle with yourself. Because if you're gentle with yourself, then it means when people come, and I'm going to use the word come at you from their place of fear, then you can be gentle with them as well. All right? Okay, let's get on with the 365, which is a good one today. I don't know what it's about outside of the fact that the title is The Spirit Goes Before Me. So the Spirit goes before me, September 13th. But the path of the just is the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. And that is from Proverbs 4:18. Good is at the root of everything, regardless of its seeming absence. But this good must be recognized, since there is but one Spirit, and this Spirit is in you, and in everything, then everywhere you go, you will meet the Spirit. You meet the Spirit in people, in places, and in things. This one Spirit, which manifests itself in and through all, including yourself, automatically adjusts parts to the whole. Therefore, you may accept with positive certainty that the Spirit within you does go before you and prepares your way. Your faith is placed in something positive, certain as the laws of life, exact as the principle of mathematics, ever present like the ethers of space, ever operating like the laws of nature. Say, I know that the Spirit within me goes before me, making perfect, plain, straight, easy, and happy the pathway of my experience. There is nothing in me that can obstruct the divine circuits of life, of love, of beauty, and of truth. My word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that would throw a shadow of unbelief across the threshold of my expectation. I lift my cup of acceptance, knowing that the divine outpouring will fill it to the brim. I identify myself with the living Spirit, with all the power, all the presence, and all the life there is. All right, so my word dissolves every negative thought or impulse. We learned a new word yesterday, alkahest, from Emma Curtis Hopkins. So if you want to know what that means, go back and watch the service, the 11 a.m. service yesterday with Reverend Jesse. He taught us about alkahest, and that's what it means, to dissolve. So it is a word that came out of alchemy, but it's in Emma Curtis Hopkins' High Mysticism, and it was interesting. His talk was really good, but his talks are always really good. So, and then the other thing is this one Spirit which manifests itself in and through all, including yourself, automatically adjusts parts to the whole. Automatically adjusts parts to the whole. So if we think of ourselves as pieces of a puzzle, then what that line means to me is there's a place for us. And if there isn't a place for us, then Spirit's going to make one. I mean, I know that Spirit already has a place with us, has a place for us, but we will be adjusted so that we fit. Spirit will automatically adjust us as so we fit. So all we have to do is pay attention. All we have to do is pay attention. And Spirit will adjust us, and Spirit will adjust the environment around us. Now, we do have the obligation to listen. One of the things I keep seeing it's a contagion meme, and it's two heads together, and one head's full of swirlies, and then the other head, which is touching it, has the swirlies gradually leaking in. So the people that are around you are going to influence you. And if you don't like how, the way your life's going, then maybe what you want to do is look at the people around you. Look at the activities that you're doing, things like that, because they're influencing you. So Spirit can absolutely influence you, but you also have a responsibility to look at the environment around you. So when you notice the environment around you, go, well, maybe I should make some changes here. Spirit will guide you in those changes. And Spirit will adjust the parts to the whole. So if you are aiming for wholeness, then Spirit will prepare the way for you by gently guiding you. All right. I think that's just I find that line really just comforting. I do. All right, so the Spirit goes before me. And we've heard that. I mean, how many times do you see that in the Bible? That God will prepare the way. Jesus will prepare the way. Spirit will prepare the way. Ernest is saying, yeah, Spirit's gonna prepare the way. It is our responsibility to, one, walk the way, and two, to listen to the guidance. And the guidance will come from all kinds of amazing sources. Sometimes it will be that still small voice inside of us. Sometimes it'll be stuff like this. Sometimes it will be an offhand comment from a person that you may know, or it could be a total stranger and you just hear it, you go, wait a minute. Your guidance will come at you from every available option. That is one of the reasons why we leave the how to spirit. We tell spirit what, and we leave the how to spirit. Because if we try and tell the spirit how, then we limit our options. But when we let spirit deal with the how, then spirit has all these amazing avenues to make the parts fit the whole. So it's our job to get out of the way. It really is our job to get out of the way. I mean, I admit it, I'm a little bit of a control freak. But that's one of the things that I've learned. It's like, okay, this is what I want. Now let me get out of the way of the how. Let me get out of the... And it comes a whole lot quicker. It comes a whole lot quicker. All right, so the Spirit goes before me. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. So when you are walking your path and it is the right path, you're gonna know, because things just seem brighter. I hesitate to use the word easier, even though I do want to use the word easier, because sometimes the work that we do is hard. Sometimes the work that we do is hard. But it's important work. It's important work. But we'll know that it is the right work because we won't run out of energy. We won't run out of energy because the energy to do the harder work is going to come from a place from that Spirit. So if we are doing hard work, the energy will be there. And if we're doing easy work, hey, Spirit's making the way whole. All right. Good is at the root of everything, regardless of its seeming absence. That is something that we want to hold on to. Good is at the root of everything. We in the material world can make a mess of things, but if we dig down, we can find the root, we can find the good, and then we can prune off all the weeds and let the strength of the root shoot forth new sprouts, good sprouts. But this good must be recognized. We got to look for it. We got to look. That's our responsibility, is to look for the good. Since there is but one Spirit, and this Spirit is in you and in everything, then everywhere you go, you will meet Spirit. I like to say, look in the eyes, look in every being's eyes and see Spirit looking back at you, including your own. When you go look in the mirror, see Spirit looking back at you. There's nowhere Spirit's not. You meet the Spirit in people, in places, and in things. We're all made of the same stuff. We're all made of God's stuff. This one Spirit, which manifests itself in and through all, including yourself, automatically adjusts parts to the whole. I just love this sentence. I'm taking that sentence with me today. Therefore, you may accept with positive certainty that the Spirit within you does go before you and prepares your way. Your faith is placed in something positive, certain as the laws of life, exact as the principles of mathematics, ever present like the ethers of space. You can tell this was written a little bit ago, the ethers of space, ever operating like the laws of nature. And the laws of nature happen. They act. I mean, that's why we have a tropical storm in the Gulf. The laws of nature happen. Sometimes it is up to us to get out of the way of the laws of nature. Most of the time what it is it's up to us to go with the laws of nature. Where we get in trouble in nature is when we bump up against the laws of nature and say, no, we're going to do it this way. And nature goes, no. It is up to us to go with the laws of nature. They're laws for a reason. We can't change them. All right. So We are now at the treatment part, the affirmation part, the power statement part. Literally, it says say. So these are the lines where you can use them in your treatment. You can use just one line for an affirmation, or, rewrite them. If there's a word in there that doesn't ring true to you, rewrite them. Ernest would be totally okay with you using most of his words and changing one of them, or changing a bunch of them. We're open to the top. All right, so say, I know that the Spirit within me goes before me, makes perfect, plain, straight, easy, and happy the pathway of my experience. Why wouldn't you say that to yourself every morning before you walk out of your house? Or even if you're not leaving your house, you have things to do in your house. That's a good way to start your day. There is nothing in me that can obstruct the divine circuits of life, of love, of beauty, and of truth. And the truth is, there is nothing that can obstruct them. We create the illusion, but there's nothing within us that can obstruct us, because we are made of God stuff. We are made by God, of God, for God. There's nothing we can truly do to obstruct them. It's about getting out of our own way and breaking down those illusions. There's nothing to obstruct the divine circuits within you. My word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that would throw a shadow of unbelief across the threshold of my experience. So when you bump up against those anxious thoughts, that would be a good one to use. There is nothing within me. Nothing within me. I lift my cup of acceptance, knowing that the divine outpouring will fill it to the brim. So let me ask you, how big is your cup of acceptance? Because if you're walking around with a thimble, God's going to fill it to the brim. You're walking around with a bucket, God's going to fill it to the brim. You're walking around with a swimming pool size cup of acceptance, God will fill it to the brim. Upgrade your cup of acceptance. I identify myself with the living Spirit, with all the power, all the presence, and all the life there is. I identify myself with the living Spirit. I identify you with the living Spirit. So as we move through this experience called Nicholas, Tropical Storm Nicholas, I identify all of us with the living Spirit, and I know that we are safe, that we will make good choices, that we are prepared, that what we need we have. And as resources become necessary, they're already on their way. I know that. We're prepared. This isn't our first rodeo. We'll get through this. So whatever else you're feeling about the weather, know that Spirit is already moving to take care of whatever happens. As my favorite line today, this one Spirit which manifests itself in and through all, including yourself, automatically adjusts the parts to the whole. And that's what we're doing for the weather. We are automatically adjusting the parts to the whole. All right, so our mission today, should we choose to accept it? I think there's two. So let's make it a two-pronged mission. Is to know that the Spirit within us goes before us to prepare the way, and that our word dissolves any negative thought. So the Spirit within us, the Spirit that animates us, the Spirit that we are, goes forth to make our way plain, to make our way easy, to make our way gentle, to make a way where we don't see one. And our word, because we use the word of God, dissolves all of the negative thoughts that can throw those shadows across the threshold of our experience, as he likes to say. That's the mission today. Honestly, it's the mission every day. We just use different words. So, I would also encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like today. If it means skipping your bike ride, skipping your run, and just doing something in your house because you don't want to get wet, there it is. Or if you want to go out and go for a walk in the rain, go do that. Might do it early before the winds pick up. But take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. That's what I'm asking you for. I usually encourage you to engage your mind and your body, which I did do in my house. I did my physical therapy. I also tell you to go get a face full of sun. There is no sun. But that light, it still gets through the clouds. So, that light early in the morning will reset your hormones. Do drink plenty of water, because your lawn's going to get plenty for the next couple of days. So remember, drink plenty of water. And whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven now, right here, right now. It's all around us. It's up to us to open our eyes and see it, to look for the root of good. It's there. It's there. We have the power to find it. We have the eyes to see it when we look with the spiritual eyes of love. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move into the process of my day because I am going to go to work today. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it will be what it will be. And so whatever it is that you do, have a great day, a fantastic day, an amazing day, a wonderful day, a good day. If that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Simply have a day. You are loved. You are absolutely loved. So, it's Monday. The Tennessee group is having a book study. You can join that at any time. I believe it is at 6 p.m. our time. And I think that's the only thing going on for sure that I know about. But email info@creativelife.org to catch that Zoom link if you want that and to find out what's going on for the rest of the week. Because there's always stuff. And I do read the emails. And I listen to the announcements. And then I promptly forget. So I save the emails to go back and look. And feel free to catch us on the social medias. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. Provided I'll have power. Since I do this from my phone, I don't have to worry about having Wi-Fi. So I'll be back at 9 a.m. with you, barring anything unusual. And you can always go back and watch the social medias. The Running Rev Ryan is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That one's mine. That's where these go. And then the Creative Life Spiritual Center is the Facebook and the YouTube. And then the Creative Life Spark is our Instagram. All right. Do what you need to do to make it the best day possible. Be gentle with yourself. And know that you're loved. Until next time. Bye, beloveds.